Assalamu alaikum. President Bola Tinubu mourns demise of late Emir of Gusau, Ibrahim Bello. Remains of late Emir of Gusau, Ibrahim Bello, laid to rest. Cleric warns Muslims against backbiting and slander as they lead to conflict among society. Good evening and welcome to NTA Gusau News. My name is Zara Umusa. The full text of the bulletin. President Bola Tinubu has expressed grief over the passing of Sarkin Katsinam Gusau, Alhaji Ibrahim Bello in Zamfara State. Bola Tinubu, who described the traditional ruler's death as a collective loss beyond his immediate domain, citing his lifelong service at different levels. The president said the emir would be remembered for his sense of duty and commitment to his people and exemplary leadership. The remains of late Emir of Gusau, Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, have been laid to rest at the old Abattoir Cemetery, Gusau. The funeral rites of the deceased were well attended by people from all walks of life, including Zamfara State Governor Dauda Lawal. Correspondent Jamil Ibrahim Gusau reports.
It was indeed a sorrowful moment for people of Zamfara State. At the remains of the Emir of Gusau, Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, who died of a prolonged illness this Friday at a hospital in Abuja, were brought to the palace for burial. The funeral prayer of the late monarch observed at Gusau Central Mosque was led by the Chief Imam of Gusau, Muhammad Alhaji Sambo, and attended by thousands of people from across the state and beyond.
He was such a gentleman, very straightforward, very religious, and very accommodating. And honestly, we're going to miss him. We're going to miss his wisdom and some of the advices he always offers whenever there are issues in Zamfara or even around the country.
He suffered a great loss, a colleague, a brother, somebody who cares about Zamfara, somebody who cares about masses. We are going to miss him a lot.
Also, a cross-section of people in the state described the passing of the royal father as a huge loss.
So it's a shocking news. The only thing that we have to accept it because it's a way, it's a call from Almighty Allah.
I know him to be an honest person, a very serious-minded person, and a person who talks and acts in sincerity.
The Emir is a simple, humble gentleman who is always ready to counsel his people, always ready to entertain any task.
He has been a mentor, a guiding spirit. I mean, a father that has directed me whenever there are so many difficulties. I ran to him to ask for guidance, to ask for advice.
Born in 1954, the late Emir of Gusau, Alhaji Ibrahim Bello, retired as permanent secretary from Zamfara State Civil Service before he ascended to the throne on 16th March 2015. He is survived by 2 wives, 20 children, and many grandchildren. In Gusau, Jamilu Ibrahim, NTA News.
Governor Dauda Lawal has commiserated with the people of Zamfara State over the death of the Emir of Gusau, Ibrahim Bello. The Emir passed away at the age of 71 on Friday morning in Abuja after a protracted illness. In a statement, Governor Lawal described the Emir's death as a personal loss, noting that he was a supportive royal father and a capable leader who dedicated himself to making Zamfara State better. He notes that the late Emir led with his commitment, dedication, and a strong sense of faith. Governor Lawal regrets that he has lost a confidant and a father whose wisdom guides him and other states leaders. He prays the Almighty Allah forgive his shortcomings and grant him Al-Jannah. Meanwhile, wife of the state governor, Huria Dauda Lawal, has expressed deep sorrow and heartfelt condolence over the passing of His Royal Highness Ibrahim Bello, Sarkin Katsinam Gusau, the Emir of Gusau. She described the demise of the monarch as not only a personal loss to his family, but also a monumental loss to Gusau Emirate, Zamfara State people, and the Nigeria at large. In a related development, the Zamfara State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, joins people of the state and other Nigerians to mourn the passing of Emir of Gusau, Sarkin Katsinan Gusau, Alhaji Ibrahim Bello. This was contained in a statement issued by the Publicity Secretary of the party, Yusuf Idris Gusau. On behalf of the State Working Committee, the executives, leaders, and entire members of Tukur Fulani wishes to condole Zamfara State Government, Gusau Emirate Council, State Council of Chiefs, and the entire citizens over the great loss. In a related development, the Commissioner of Police, Zamfara State Command, Ibrahim Balarabe Maikaba, has extended his heartfelt condolences to the government and good people of the state over the passing of Emir of Gusau, Sarkin Katsina, Ibrahim Bello. The CP described the late royal father as a symbol of peace, wisdom, and unity, whose leadership brought significant progress and harmony and the state at large. Neonatal jaundice is a dire condition that has enduring precautions if not detected early and properly managed. Let's join Hawa Abdullahi as she looks into the critical issues of neonatal jaundice, a condition that demands attention and awareness.
Neonatal jaundice is no doubt a critical condition affecting newborns in Nigeria, significantly contributing to infant morbidity and mortality.
Jaundice is nothing but yellowish discoloration. Yellowish discoloration of the eyes, this whitish part of the eyes, skin, and the mucous membrane. Once somebody opens mouth, it turns yellow, and these are all due to presence of a chemical called bilirubin.
A pediatrician at the Specialist Hospital Sokoto, Dr. Bello Abubakar Ibrahim, highlights causes of neonatal jaundice.
When there is high level of bilirubin in the blood, it crosses the blood-brain barrier and deposits in the brain, and we call it that's what we call kinecteros in children. And those children, you see them, they will have very, very much delayed developmental milestone. You see a child that is supposed to control neck at the age of 3 months will be unable to control neck till 1 year. The child will have delay in sitting, crawling. The child will just be floppy. You see the decreased muscle tones. You see the child have very poor understanding and very poor in learning.
Prompt diagnosis is key in detecting the medical condition. Early treatment of neonatal jaundice is key in preventing high bilirubin levels. When neglected, this medical condition has long-term consequences on the newborn. In most cases, neonatal jaundice cannot be prevented. However, breastfeeding jaundice can be minimized or managed through adequate feeding and proper breastfeeding practices. A mother should complement with baby milk in case she is not producing enough breast milk to feed her baby few days after delivery. In Sokoto, Hawa Abdullahi, NTA News.
Muslims have been warned against backbiting and slander to prevent causing conflicts in the society. Imam Usman Sabo Magami gave the warning while presenting weekly preaching in Gusau. Correspondent Umar Adam now reports.
This week preaching centered on the implication of backbiting, slander, and how the art can cause conflict in the societies. Presenting the topic, Imam Usman Sabu Mogami has warned Muslims against the practice, which has contributed to many friends, families, and societal conflicts. Imam Sabu also said slander and backbiting brings disaffection among people and urged clerics to educate people on its consequences. Governor Dauda Lawal, represented by the Permanent Secretary Ministry for Religious Affairs, Garba Altine Dauran, charged Muslims to be cautious of their tongues, as Allah prohibited acts of backbiting. This is the 1271 edition of the weekly preaching, and he used the medium to offer their condolences to Governor Dauda Lawal, Gusau Emirate Councils, and the people of Zamfara State over the demise Emir of Gusau Alhaji Ibrahim Bello. In Gusau, Umar Adam, NTA News.
With the report of weekly preaching from Adam, we conclude our news. Good night and ma'assalam.